Oops, my cat was at it again. Gonna tear it apart. What's inside now? It's all screwed up. I can break it more. I might just destroy it a little bit. And the liquid crystal panel screwed up enough. Let's just do the standard what's inside and tear it apart. Generic old monitor. Wow, that screen's banged up. That's that. It has a base mount, which is kind of cool, I guess. Probably screws are hiding under these things. I'll pop those out. And take off the stand here. Pry apart the rest of it. Oh, it looks fine. Let's get this thing open. Normally they pry apart. I don't know if I've tried to open this. Normally it pries apart on the bottom around here. Ish. Right on this little gap. Oh, look, one little hidden screw right here. There. Yeah, I thought there was a hidden screw behind here. I thought these were hidden screw holes. But they're fake hidden screw holes, which is dumb. Either it was just made for two models, which had the hidden screw holes, or more than likely, it's not a design option. Yeah, and that's how you pry it open too. Put it in here and you turn it. Trying to do this one hand. I really need to just set up tripods and on a swivel chair. Yeah, let's do this. So, not coming up. Am I? Can I do this? Yeah, I can. Damn, that thing's. I can't do it. So, monitor panel here, which is connected to speakers here. I might try these speakers, see what they are like. And the front buttons. Okay, pulling off the panel. Should pop right out. Doesn't want to, of course. What the heck is holding this together? It's covered in a giant metal shield, which I'm going to have to take apart. Here's the plain panel. Got all the plastic off. It was actually just glued in. Not even a lot, just a little bit. This is my, one day I should just get panels like these and make them my monitor setup one day and make a really awesome monitor setup, but I'm lazy and don't want to spend money. Speakers, they're boring. I might blow them out one day as part of another video. They move. Little PCB, really dumb, no circuitry on it other than a few buttons that are being connected to a wire. Yeah, it's just really dumb. In order to take it apart anymore, you gotta pull out all the screws on the outside. So let's do that off camera. So this is now taken out and there's a ton of wires on the inside. Looks like LVDS. I'm guessing it's LVDS here. Looks like we have an LVDS connector and hidden all the way back there, the CCFL ballast power connector over there. Power supplies here. Driver boards here. Not much else to see. Let's get this open. And here's it without the panel. There's probably still some high voltage stuff in here, so let's just not get hurt too badly because those are just plugged in. This here's the low voltage board. I expect this to be really, really boring. There's going to be one main chip on it, and it's going to process, and it's also screwed in from the back. This is the output board. You can see the high voltage. We got two main outputs because I think there's two bulbs in there. Basically, power plugs here, input protection, input. We got the main transformer, what looks like. Here's the main transformer, goes here. Here's probably some low voltage stuff. Here's the controller, and here's the high voltage ballast output. Now let's pop it out and find out if I'm actually right. Here's the little controller board here. It's really dumb, exactly how I thought it would be. There's actually two main chips. I could look at the model numbers. What are they? Who are they from? Realtek? Two Realtek chips. Let's go look at the model numbers online. Here's power supply, which is boring. It also has the drivers. Okay. What chip is it cooling here? I want to pop up this heatsink and find out what's under that. I'm kind of curious why they have that heat sunk. This is a standard switch mode power supply like we've expected for quite some time. This is the voltage dividing line, essentially high voltage, low voltage, or really high voltage, low voltage. We can see, it looks like it steps it all down to DC, then pumps it back up, because this is about a 700 volt output you need to run these things. This is, I'm cheap and don't want to have a dual layer board. Basically takes the power, filters it some more, bridge rectifier, turns it into high voltage DC, which has a giant transistor, which turns it into very high frequency AC, which makes it more efficient, shoves it over this transformer, which turns it back into DC here, which has output, probably an output diode right here. Has a little amplifier, that's probably on the amplifier right there, pumps out to the main board, and then takes the power, shoves it over here. This little transistor, and probably these two transistors? Yeah, and this box is what runs the ballast and runs the output. Blah, 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 boring. Circuit board. I'm gonna look up what these chips do, and I'm curious, this chip under this big heatsink, it gotta be a, that thing has to be a audio amplifier. Surprisingly big heatsink, but it's probably a Class A or Class AB, not a Class D like all the new ones have. So this looks like a little bit, this guy here is a microcontroller that is designed for displays. This guy here is a display driver chip. Essentially, there's almost no documentation online. Finding data sheets is a huge pain in the... But because they're like 2006, 2007 chips, which only can be sold on like sketchy eBay and Alibaba sites from China with lots of shipping weights and stuff like that, I don't really care. Like, you can make your own. These things are dirt cheap to make. You find a ton of them. Let's pop out the panel. I've done this a few times in the past, but never on video. The only thing you really have to be careful with these things are actually covering up the driver on here. Because essentially how these guys work, this is LVDS here. This is low voltage digital signal. It's differential, I think, actually. It uses that to send a video signal over here. It's a bit manual. You have to manually tell it the resolution and stuff. This is actually a LG Philips display. Okay. Not a bad brand. This one is like halfway reasonable. A few more screws around here. This is covering up the circuits here. And these circuits essentially take the signal here into the 1,400 pins at the top, which drive every single vertical row. And there's another set to drive all the other columns. Let's pop it apart, and then you get to see all the layers of the actual backlight and stuff. And I might actually, yeah, I'll make them glow up for fun. So here's the panel. We can see here's the board which controls it. You can see, where is it? These little chips here are the ones who turn the serial interface into the parallel interface for every single port. There's another few on the other side of the board right here hiding. Yeah. And here's the main chip that splits it out to all those different ones. Blah, blah, blah. It's not exciting. This is the actual LCD panel here. This is probably made out of glass. And it's definitely broken because I stabbed it, and probably because it also fell. This is the actual LCD panel. If I was to hold this up to the light and focus on it and zoom out, you can see, there you go. That's an LCD panel. You can see it's screwed up, but it would actually work perfectly if it was a good panel. I could put it behind like another light like this one here, and that's exactly what these LCD panels are. Everything else here, kind of a pain to get out. This is pretty much in good condition though. Is basically all these do is diffuse the light, because there's two fluorescent tubes. One is right here, one is down here, and these will essentially light this up. So let's do that. It will fire up that power supply. Should turn on by default without anything else in it. Let's see if it does do that. And here it goes. It works perfectly. Panel here is connected to the power supply, which I could poke around with what I want. You have to have this little board to use it. Auto exposure is doing its thing. You can push the power button. If I push it again, it would turn it off. Don't do this. This is horribly unsafe. Off. Come on, turn on the panel. Panel's on. Cool. Panel would be displaying stuff. It actually doesn't need a panel to show anything to work. It's still working. If I plugged the panel in, it would show me everything. I might have banged that up enough. Let's try plugging it in. Panel seems to fully given up gusto. Nope, panel's still running. And see, here's the error not shown thingy right here. I think it's upside down right now, but it's still working. It doesn't seem to be polarized, because I can turn it 90 degrees, and it still works. Yeah, okay. Other than that, inside this thing right here is essentially two CFLs and a thick chunk of plastic that just spreads the light out. So there's normally a thick chunk of plexi. Hello, cat. That's really high voltage. I'd really stay away from that about now, but you're cute, so you can do whatever you want. Thick chunk of plexi, probably like 1/8 inch plexi with a few layers of diffuse to get a even image. Because the more even you can get on here, the evener you can get the lights on here, which is what you want. Cat still playing with stuff. Okay, so thanks for watching this little video on taking apart an LCD. You can mess with these and do even more fun things if you want.